Today, I'm gonna be making a Kraken Kid base in 99 Nights in the Forest. So we're playing Lumberjack to get as much wood as possible, and we're only gonna be saving the Kraken Kid. That way the base will look very, very nice. We're also gonna try to have everything be blue, except for some things, of course. Alright, we're gonna get fire level 3. We're also gonna get a map, and with this, we can go start looting. And I am trying to speedrun this as fast as possible, and we're gonna get the second kid, the Kraken Kid, and get this base looking very nice. And out of here, I'm gonna get a good sack, because I actually knew that. I have X-ray vision. Superman is actually my third cousin. Now I just need to go get loot, especially some fuel, and we're gonna be good to go get the Kraken Kid. This is good. We got a cultist site. This will give us a ton of fuel. Got some coal here too. We might be able to get the second kid on day 1. Night is approaching, so I don't know if we're gonna have time. I also do need a weapon, so I think that's what's gonna hold me back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get our fire to level 4. We're gonna go towards where the Kraken Kid's located at, and then we'll hopefully be able to get a weapon around there. But I just realized we have to save the first kid in order to figure out where the second kid is. So for now, I'm just gonna have to go around and look somewhere around the edges to hopefully find the second kid. So probably not gonna happen on day 1. We do have a cultist base right here, so I'm gonna try my best to sneak through and get the loot without dying. Get the stuff that's in the lockers. This is why you don't take your personal belongings to work. We did get a spear though. We will need that to get the second kid. All right, I'm about to die. I'm one shot from dying. Need to get up here. All right, we do have the good axe up here. I won't be needing it though. We did get a rifle too. That will be very useful. But now that it's daytime, let's go look for the second kid. Or actually, I'm gonna go back to my campfire. I do need help. So right now, I'm gonna get some bunny feet because we are gonna want to get the earmuffs. And when we can loot out in the snow biome, that'll hopefully get us a lot more fuel, getting us loot faster and making this base a lot quicker. And then while we're looking for the bunny feet, trying to see if we can find where the second kid is at. And there it is. That was pretty quick. Gonna use a rifle because I'm not trying to die right now. See some fuel back there too, so we'll throw the key over to the cave, grab some of this scrap, this fuel, and then all this ammo over here. But with that, that'll be the second kid on day 2. Just gotta get her back to the base. We also got a giant sack. That is kind of crazy. We have the good axe, giant sack, spear, rifle with about 50 bullets all on day 2. So we're gonna go bring this all back to the base, and we can get started on planning what we want this base to look like. All right, we'll put all our stuff right here. We're also close to fire level 5. Oh, wait, I forgot about that. Okay, looks like the Kraken Kid. Wait a second. Wait, that's a problem. I do not want this base to have a red tent. That would ruin the whole look of the base. So I think we might have to go get the Dino Kid, and then the Kraken Kid will have the tent being blue, but not too big of a deal. So let me leave this absolutely insane run with a giant sack, but I think it's gonna be worth it for the base. We're on day 3, but we do have the second kid and the first kid. Aliens are also coming in. We don't have the giant sack anymore, but we do have the level 5 fire and also our farm plots plus crockpot combination back here for right now. But now that we have the second kid, the rest of this base is gonna have to be organized around her, as we're gonna make this her very own okay, I guess she doesn't care, but this is gonna be her very special run. So we're gonna have to go get the hammer in order to rearrange the base a little bit, and in order to find that, we do want to make the radar. So for now, I'm gonna go get some loot, and if we just so happen to find the anvil, we'll make the hammer, and if not, we'll bring back our loot, make the radar, go get the hammer, and start building this base. Furniture Trader is also in town, but the thing is, he is in the ice biome, so I do want to be careful. Maybe I can find some Arctic foxes close to the edge. That way, we'll be able to get the pelt that we need without having to go inside. I think I just got a pelt there, or did I not? No, okay. Did get one though. Where is... Oh, there we go. Okay, it wasn't in the ice biome. Or maybe he was for a little bit. But we have 40 coins for right now. I do want only blue stuff or non-color stuff. So the purple signpost, red rug, and red signpost we don't want. But we will take the mossy fences and the mossy trellises, which actually perfectly uses up our coins. But I do want to get Arctic fox pelt, so we're going to see how fast we can get that. I do have to watch out for polar bears because I don't have any sprint right now. All right, I don't know how many I've killed. Maybe close to 15 or something. I still haven't gotten another pelt. So we're going to head back to the base and we'll come back later. All right, so we do have some mossy fences and trellises, but for now, we're going to leave those off to the side when we rearrange the base. For right now, I want to get 2 bunny feet. That way we'll be able to get the earmuffs. And with earmuffs, we'll be able to get the Arctic fox pelt a lot easier. Got 1 and there's 2. So we can go make that. And then after going out to the ice biome, we should have a ton of materials for what we need. I do want to get the max level fire. And then we also need to get a lot of saplings. There's the earmuffs. Let's see where the Arctic foxes are. There's 1. There's a pelt. Wait, I think I left my first pelt at the base, so we might have to go back and get that. There we go. There's 2. So I'm going to pick up some stuff, whatever we can find. Then we'll go back and get our 3rd pelt. All right, just chopped down a bunch of my trees. We do have a lot of wood now. Got our 3 pelts. So let's head to the ice biome and see what we can get. I'm hoping for iron armor off the bat. Shouldn't be too hard to find. And then it's pretty much just getting a lot of fuel, because we will need a lot of that to get to the last fire level. We do have the ice temple here, but I think we're gonna pass on that for now. See what we can get out of this chest. Maybe the ice axe. That'd be nice. To get some snowballs. I wonder what we can use those for. We do have an oil barrel right here. Barely in the map. I will take that. Do have a little polar bear cave. There's a cultist experiment. Another oil barrel right here. I'm gonna check out this last section that it doesn't seem we've been through. And then with that, we'll take it all back to the base. And if we don't have enough, we'll probably use a biofuel processor. All right, that seems to be everything. So let's head back. All right, we did get the max level fire. So with that, we can go get a lot of loot, especially scrap. I think that's the only thing we're really gonna need. And then after that, we're just gonna be getting a ton of wood to make this base look very nice. But before that, I do want to go loot the stronghold to make sure we have as many coins as possible, so that way when the furniture trader comes, we'll be prepared. All right, do this pretty quick. These guys are always easy. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's just a way of getting you hooked, trying to get people into doing the strongholds over and over again. Probably one big pyramid scheme. There we go. Got 2 prototypes. Hoping for a chainsaw out of this. That would help us a lot to get this base up and running pretty fast. All right, tactical shotgun is not bad. Definitely be able to use that. 2 forest fragments, 2 gems, and then 5 diamonds. All right, we probably have about 100 coins. We got to get these trees up. Got to get more saplings. I might go get a strong axe, but I feel like that would take too long. So for now, what we're going to do is just get as many trees as possible. And then it's just waiting for the furniture trader to bring us more furniture. And then we'll make a very, very nice base. So the strategy is get all the wood you can, and then whatever saplings you get, plant them all together. And because they're planted together, you can just bring the wood right over here really fast rather than going and searching for it. And because I'm playing the lumberjack class, I should be getting about the same amount of saplings back, or maybe even a little bit more. So that way our trees keep growing. And while I wait for these to grow, just go out and get more saplings and then rinse and repeat till you have a bunch of wood. And right now we already have about 97. So I'm gonna get about 300 and then we'll start building the wall. And the furniture trader is back today. So let's go see what he's got. I also did forget though, gotta get the radar. Then we'll use that to find the anvil. It's right by the furniture trader. So we'll just go do 2 things at the same time. 2 lavender, that would be pretty nice. Even though it isn't blue, it is purple. And the flowers will go well with the Kraken kid. 2 trellises and 3 hedgerow curved. But I'm also gonna buy this furniture as well and then just drop it right here. And the reason being is that if I buy out the other colored furniture, I think there should be less in stock, which will allow us to get more blue furniture later on. But now let's quickly get the hammer, which I should be able to very easily because the wood is right here pretty much. 2 trees, 3 trees, and then the scrap we could probably get just in this house right here. All right, took out the cultists. We also do have enough scrap just from what I don't know what this place is called. I'm actually curious, what is this place called? I think I forgot. Maybe it's just called the anvil, but we do have enough scrap. The wood is right outside. Anvil is built. Get this done pretty fast. Got us a couple more saplings as well. So let's do this. There we go. Now I have been getting comments from you guys, and I'm not sure exactly who's been leaving the comments, but I have heard that you can pick up a lot more things with a hammer than just what you get from the crafting table. So I'm gonna see, okay, I can just pick up this table. I can pick up this table, not the shelf, but this is actually interesting. If I can just go get a whole bunch of stuff without using the furniture trader, this will help us a lot. Get this table. I think we might just go ahead and do that. These lanterns, nope. Get this rug. It is orange though, so I don't think I want it for right now. But this is actually kind of cool. I had no idea you could do this with a hammer. So thank you guys for leaving your comments. Not sure why I can't get this table. Can't get the bed. We can get the nightstand though. I wish you could get these wardrobes. They're kind of nice. So I think what we're gonna do is go try to find as much furniture as possible that isn't stuff you get from the furniture trader. I'm gonna go take care of a raid at my base though, since it is nighttime. Seriously though, thank you to whoever commented that. This is actually gonna be pretty cool. All right, we've got 165 wood now. Can replant these saplings. Then we'll go get more furniture. What is a bedside table? Maybe it's a little bit different. Thing though for tonight, gonna get some more wood. Then when the day comes, we might actually go out to the ice biome because that might have some pretty cool furniture. All right, let's head out to the ice biome and see what we can get. Got my hammer in the number 3 slot. That way we'll be able to do it quick. Maybe we can get these fences. Okay, we can't get those, but that would be nice. Maybe we can get some from here. These shelves will be nice. Can't get those. Can't get the lockers. Can't get the entity. None of these. Can get these chairs though. Metal chairs are not bad. Can't get the tables. But at least we got something, which means that there might be other things we can get as well. Got a strong flashlight. That'll be useful. I hope that these guys won't unfreeze when I do this, but I am gonna quickly get the ice chest right here. All right, we're good. Got the frozen shuriken. What is this? 70 frozen shurikens. Never used that before. I I'm assuming it works like the kunai, but instead it also slows things. All right, see what we can get in here. Can get a bandage, broken microwave. Those are nice. Can't get the fireplace. That will be cool though. Can't get anything in here, it seems. Did get the ice axe. That'll be helpful. But I wanted to test out if you put the fire or fuel in the fire here. Wait, what? That usually works. Does it have to be wood? It might have to be wood. All right, let's see. Why is it? That's interesting. Usually when you put fuel in here, it works. And I was curious if that would be able to deter the deer or not. I'm wondering if we could get this bell, but that would be pretty cool. Get the iron armor. See what we can get out of this chest. I don't think there's too much to get in the ice biome yet. Maybe they'll change that with the part 2 update. But for now, it seems like most of the things we're gonna have to get in the regular biome. All right, there we go. So these frozen shurikens do work. They slow down the cultists, but not too much. The one thing I wish they would slow down is the fire rate of the red ones, but doesn't work that way, it seems. Furniture trader is back, so we're gonna hit him up and then we'll go past him or maybe just around him to look for some more furniture. We do have some buildings around us. Red pillows, we won't take those, but we will buy them just so that they're out of stock. We'll buy everything, but it seems the only things we'll be able to use are the log benches and the wooden stools. So the rest of it we'll just leave out here. But let's see what we can get in here. Bedside table, not the bed. Probably get this table. We can get the rug, but it is green. Another thin table. Don't see anything on the wall. I wish you could collect the ranger's logs. That'd be pretty cool. You could have all of them in one spot. But let's see what else we can get. I'm pretty sure you can get the basketball hoop, so we're gonna grab that. Yep, there we go. I wonder if we can get anything in here. Maybe a hay pile? Doesn't seem like it. This crate? No. Don't think you can get these either, so we'll just skip this building. I am gonna get a microwave though, not for scrap, but we could use that as part of the furniture. Gotta be creative. They get a mythic chest right here too. Hoping that's where we get the chainsaw. Got a riot shield, not bad, but I don't think I'll use it. I'm gonna take this broken fan though. That way we could also use that for furniture. And the last one I think so far, maybe also a washing machine, but we'll get the old radio. And if we can get a washing machine, that'd be pretty nice for extra furniture. All right, let's drop this furniture here, then work a little bit more on the wood pile we have. And then I gotta make sure that I keep our furniture off to the side so I don't accidentally use it for scrap. Keep it right here by the tree. Microwave, fan, and radio. Almost done with this wood pile, but I believe that with this last little bit, we'll have 302 wood. Yep, there we go. So now with that, we can start making a bunch of the log walls and make the wall to this base. Now, one thing that's a little frustrating is I don't have the strong axe, so I can't break this tree yet, but I think that should be the only one inside of the base. So we'll probably just build around it. We can break it later. All right, build our walls. I'm gonna use about half of them for right now, and we're gonna start behind the Kraken Kid's base, give a little bit of room, and then we'll keep circling it around to the Dino Kid's tent for reference, then just keep it going and see what we end up with. It's gonna be mostly circular, but I cannot promise perfection. Gonna leave room right there for a door. All right, it does seem like we have enough wood to make this a little bit bigger, or maybe we'll just do that anyways. So I think I'm gonna expand it behind where the Kraken Kid is and expand it a little bit here. All right, this should be a much better size. So now let's see. I don't think we'll be able to finish it, but we'll have a lot of it done. I think we're just about to finish it. Maybe I do want to make it a little bit more round because this is pretty straight. Oh wait, what in the world did I? All right, this should be pretty nice. Not perfectly circular, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. And we do have a very nice bit of room here as well for the Kraken Kid. So we'll see what we can do with this. But for now, we shouldn't need too much more wood. Maybe I'll go get some anyway, just because I do want to get her the giant bed, and we're gonna need a decent bit of wood for that. So I'm gonna let this grow and we'll get it from there. But now let's go see what other furniture we can get. To be honest, we might get more furniture than we even need. We do have a campsite over here. Maybe you can get a tent from it. Probably not though. Not a tent. We'll get a little bit of scrap. Gonna have to see what we can pick up. We can get a cooler. That would be interesting. Try to pick it up really fast. There we go. Got it. You know what? I think what we might do is we might have a little bit of a cars section. So we'll keep the engine and the tire back here as well, because the Kraken Kid might like cars. We don't know. That's interesting. The cooler is called a chili bin. Don't think you put chilies in here. And if you do, that's... I have no idea why. Gonna quickly clear the stronghold. Actually, first, let's go check out the hospital. Maybe you can get something out of here. But then we'll get the stronghold for more coins. Probably get these chairs. There we go. Metal benches. Got 3 metal benches. Can't get the lockers. Not the hospital bed. But take what we can get. I wonder, though, before the stronghold, let's go check out where the first kid was kept. Or maybe it was where the second kid was kept. Maybe you can get their furniture as well. Can't get the blocks. Okay. You can't get anything in here. That would actually make sense, though. If I could get the blue bed and the bookshelf, that would look really nice. I'm hoping that they add more furniture that you'll be able to pick up, because that would be really nice to make some more videos. Well, little bit of a tough stronghold. So let's do a revive. But before I go get my stuff, I'm gonna go hit up the furniture trader because he's back. He does have a lot of purple things, so we're just gonna drop those off to the side. He does have a wooden table. I might as well buy it. 2 barrels and 3 amaryllises. We might use the flowers, but then again, they are red, and we do want this base to be blue themed. All right, we have about 185 coins. We'll get some cultist prototypes and experiments. Maybe we could even use those as more decoration, but we'll see. Got some thorn armor. We'll take those. All right, let's put these off to the side with the rest of our scrap. Then we'll put the cultist gems and the gem of the forest fragments. We'll actually put those together and then into the crafting bench. Don't think we're gonna use it, but might as well have it in there. Okay, we got a bunch of wood, and we do need 6 more scrap, and we can get the giant bed. For these saplings, though, we'll just pile them outside right here. We're not gonna plant them, but maybe we'll just store them off to the side just in case. Got the 6 more scrap we need. So let's head back to the base. Think I do want to go looking for some furniture a little bit more, especially if I can find a cultist base. Wonder what in the world you can get from there. And then we'll be good to start building and finalizing our base. So we'll get the giant bed. We'll leave the giant bed right there for now. Gonna take care of this raid, and then we'll go see what furniture there is. All right, raid is taken care of. We'll clean up whatever's around the base, and then we'll head out to the very far edge of the map. Here's what I wanted to find. We do have a cultist base, so I'm wondering what we could get out of here. We did get a washing machine. We do want that. As for the hammer, though, can't pick up these crates, not the bed, not the lights. Can't get anything out of here. All right, just wait a second. Wait a second. I don't know how many of you saw my video about the entity, but that is the logo where the entity was described, or at least the whiteboard that we saw about the entity. So it seems like the cultists are the ones who actually made the entity, or maybe they're researching it, but that is still very interesting. See what else we can get out of here. Can't get this table, not the shell. All right, seems like you can't get anything out of this building. You can get loot, of course, but we're looking for that furniture. Did get a strong axe. Don't know if that's valuable to us now, though. Gonna try to survive the night. That way we'll be able to get more furniture faster, but that might be a very risky play. We do have another cultist base, though. This one is different, but I'm about to die. I'm gonna try a strategy I have where you come up here, then you come up top. I should be invincible except to the crossbow cultists, but they don't seem to be looking at me. Yeah, okay, we're good. I'm just gonna wait this out with every species in existence trying to murder me. All right, it's daytime now. Take care of all these things, and then we can finally see what we can get out of here. Check out this room or this building. 2 more engines. Take those. Another washing machine as well. 2 rifles. That's interesting. Can we get anything out of here? We can get the chairs. I will take that. Green chairs. No idea exactly how we could use this, but we'll see. It is a lot of chairs. That's weird. Can't get this last one for some reason, but at least that's something for right now. What is it? What does it want me to pick up? What did I just get? Drop all these chairs first. Did I just get another chair? I think I just got another chair. No idea how, but I'll take it. Think that's it for this base, though. Yeah, seems to be it. Oh, there we go. Got a giant sack. Furniture trader's back today, so we're gonna go do a little bit more looting, and then we'll go talk to him. I'm hoping that he has some blue rugs or blue camping chairs, blue bean bags. There are a lot of things that are blue in the game, so let's see. He has yellow camping chairs. We'll just buy everything for now. We won't use all of it, though. Colorful fairy lights double, not bad, but he didn't have anything specifically blue, so that's not too great, but we'll get started on the base. I also just shredded all the stuff, or some of the stuff that I wanted to keep, so that's not great, but we still do have washing machine and engine, so we'll keep that back here. Also put our tires back here. So now let's see what we can do. Drop all these green chairs that I have. We have so much furniture. I have no idea what we're gonna do with all of it. We do have a lot, so let's see. The farm I do want to make a little bit bigger. I do think we're gonna keep it back here as well, so we're gonna use the wood that we have and expand it. All right, day 55. Let's see what we can do with this base. Actually, day 57 with a multiplier. We made the farm a little bit bigger. The crock pot, I think we're gonna move to the center right here to make it a little more square. We got our stuff sorted into piles, so let's see what we can do with this. I do have all of the farm stuff except for this. Let me drop this. We do have all the farm stuff in our inventory, so let's figure out how we want to build it. I do want to have the 2 barrels on the sides of the crock pot, just like this. Then we're gonna have maybe a curve right here. Wouldn't look too bad. Put another trellis, which should be our last. Gonna move it a little bit. That way we can put another hedgerow curved right here. Or maybe we should actually squeeze it in a little bit and instead use mossy fences to connect it. There we go. Then the trellis will go over here. Another mossy fence. Another one right here. Actually, let's use the hedgerow so that they're connecting. Another mossy fence just like this. And with that, we have a nice farm right here. We only have 1 fence left over and 1 trellis. So I think I'm gonna pick up this one. Didn't know I had the trellis. Put it right here. Not sure how we can expand this without taking up too much space, so we're gonna put these off to the side. I do have more hedgerows as well, so maybe instead of using these for the farm, I could use these for decorations for the base. So let me actually do that. We'll take our hammer and pick up these 2 hedgerows and replace it with the fences that we have. I think we should be able to do something like that if I corner it right here and then put a straight one right here. There we go. So the hedgerows will save as decoration. We do have fairy lights, which would look pretty cool right here. So for now, we'll put them there, but we might move it to the Kraken Kid's tent. And speaking of the Kraken Kid, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do our bedroom last, because I am going to wait some days to see if we can get some more blue furniture, and I don't want to place everything just to have to pick it back up. So let's figure out everything else first. We do have a lot of tables, so I might do some kind of, not restaurant, but eating area over here. And we do have a lot of tables, so maybe it can be pretty big. All right, I think this looks good. We have a very long table. We also have a round table, but we're not going to use that just now. And then for the chairs that we have, we can use so many of these green chairs on this. We could have the biggest dining table I think I've ever made. So we'll put one on each end. That way these people will pretty much never speak to each other with how far they are. There we go. And then we'll spread these out evenly. Put one on each side like this. And then because there's not too much room on this side, we'll put the rest right here. And with that, we have a very nice dining table. So what I think I'm going to do is make some extra stew, and we'll grab these steaks that I have and we'll put them along the dining table to make it look very nice. We also did get a cake, so that's perfect timing. We'll use that as well. All right, put this last stew right here. And with that, we have a very nice family dining table. Someone's eating a steak, corn, soup, carrot, cake, steak, stew, corn, stew, steak, chicken leg, and stew. Very nice. But with the round table and the thin table, I just figured out what we can do with these. We can use that for our cars section. So we'll put them right here. That way anyone who comes inside will see our very nice engine and tire collection. So let's go grab those. We have 3 tires and 2 engines. So I wonder how we're going to put this. The engine we could put right here. That would look nice. Then for the tires, we could do shift lock and put it right here as long as it won't roll off. Then if I do one on top, okay, that does not work. But maybe instead what we could do is flatten them out. So if I have them fall and they flatten out just like that, we can put them up top like this. There we go. And then for the engine, we'll put this one facing the opposite direction of the other one. Okay, gotta make sure I do that right. Gotta put it like this. Then we'll put our tires back. We could just stack the tires one on top of another, kind of like a tower of tires. There we go. That is not bad. We'll move the engine over a little bit too. So now you can see our car memorabilia. These engines actually once raced in the Piston Cup itself. I think this is one of Lightning McQueen's old engines. It does seem pretty signature with the red rust right here, because everybody knows that red rust equals Lightning McQueen, and it's not even red, so that means it's probably even more likely Lightning McQueen, because we all know that Lightning McQueen is orange. But we did get some flowers, which are nice, some more chairs, which we might be able to use, 4 blue camping chairs, which are super helpful, and some bookshelves. But we'll buy everything just so that there will be more in stock later, or other things in stock. Not sure what I want to do with the blue camping chairs, but we're definitely going to keep them. With the wooden chairs, we can add them right here just for looks. I don't think anyone's going to actually sit back here, but let's make some more food for them. All right, dining table is a little bit more full. Looks pretty nice. Actually, you know what? We're going to treat today as the day of the Kraken Kid. So we're going to put the cake at the head of the table where the Kraken Kid is going to sit. As for these camping chairs, though, they're yellow and red. So we're going to put them out in this pool over here, or this pond. We do have daisies, and because the white does look pretty nice with the blue, we'll put those out front of her tent. Now the amaryllis, we could actually use these and put them inside the farm instead of by the Kraken Kid's tent. That way we can use them and they won't look too out of place. For the lavender, not sure what we're gonna do with these yet, so we're gonna leave those. We do have our chili bin, still a weird name, so we're gonna put that inside the farm. You can freeze your carrots and then try to eat them later and break your teeth. Sounds very fun. I do have 3 chairs here though. Wait, what? Can't even place them. I can't place them. They're just blueprints. I'm just holding a blueprint. I can't. I'm left clicking. There's nothing that's happening. All right, well, looks like these are going off to the side. We do have 2 bedside tables though, so we're gonna save that for the Kraken Kid's bed when we place it down. Our log benches will add to be around the fire, just like this. We do have more wooden stools though. That's interesting. I think we're gonna save these wooden stools. We also have our basketball hoop. We're just gonna put it right here, so that way, if you miss, your ball goes over the wall and you have to make the walk of shame all the way around the fence and get better at basketball. Furniture Trader is back again. Go see what he's got. Open for the blue rugs or blue bean bags. Blue bean bags will be good. Let's see. Blue signpost, not bad, but that seems to be all that we'll need. So we'll buy everything and we'll drop all the rest. This is officially the worst Furniture Trader visit I've ever had. I have a blue beanbag in here, but he's saying he's out of stock. No idea why, but that sucks. Alright, today's a little interesting. We got 3 fairy light doubles. The yellow signpost is out of stock. Got a bunch of hedgerows and a green camping chair. We'll put the green camping chair right here next to the crock pot. We'll save the fairy light doubles for now. Just want a lot of blue furniture to fill this section right here. That bunny has been there for maybe days now. I have no idea why we just have a bunny stuck right there, but that's interesting. Alright. This time we got 2 we got bean bags, wooden bookshelf, we'll take that. The rest we'll buy, but we won't need. Again, we're gonna save that for when we have more furniture. Bookshelf will also save that. All right, this is good. This time he has 3 blue pillows, 2 nightstands, yellow signpost, and 2 fences. I also did find another hoop earlier though. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on this side over here. That way, if you wanna play a game of basketball, you gotta jump over the ammo crate, crafting bench. Try not to cut your toes on these cultist gems. Try not to get burned by a bunch of fire. Don't step on anyone else's food. Try not to trip over all the blueprints, and then if you can, score a slam dunk, which you might not even know if it went through because we have no net. I think that's pretty safe for kids. All right, what do you have today? 4 fairy light arches and 1 wooden fence segment. Very interesting. He's not giving me as much furniture as before. So maybe next time he'll give me the blue rugs, because I don't think I've seen those yet. All right. He is running out of stuff. We only got 2 lavenders and that's it. So we might... Wait a second. I only got 1. I only have 1 in my inventory. Well, just got scammed by the furniture trader. Not gonna lie. Kind of heartbreaking. Thought we had a much closer friendship than that. But just goes to show, be careful who you do business with. Alright, hopefully he has more than 1 item, and he does not. 3 sunflowers, we'll take those for now, but I am not waiting anymore for 1 item each time, so we're gonna finish this base. The sunflowers we're gonna put inside the farm. There we go. Got a nice alternating pattern of yellow and red, but now we have to figure out what we're gonna do for the Kraken kid's bedroom. We have the giant bed, and so I think what we want to do is we're gonna put the giant bed kind of over this bush. That way it's out of the way. We have 2 bedside tables, so we're gonna put them on each side. Very nice. And we have 3 blue pillows. So for this, I'm not sure what we want to do. I think what we'll do is we'll put it in a ring here, or like an arc going from the Kraken kid's tent all the way to the Dino kid's tent. Bookshelf we'll put behind the bed just like this. We also have 2 more nightstands, so we're gonna put them right here and right here. That way, if she feels like sleeping the opposite direction and putting her head on literal wood, she can do that. And as for the blue camping chairs and blue signposts, the blue signpost we're gonna put off to the side just like this. Or actually, let's put it the other way. That way we're not blocking our entrance to the table here, or at least to this side of the table. There we go. For the blue camping chairs, we'll put them in another arc right behind the blue pillows, just so that we have all the blue consolidated. Looks very nice. We do also have some chair set, and I believe these are also blue. So we're putting these as bleachers. So if you want to watch the basketball game in which people have to go over or through literal fire, you can do that. Now we do have 2 blue bean bags as well, so we're gonna put them... I don't want to put it right here in the way of the hoop. We already have enough stuff in the way, so we can put it back here as a little hangout area. And now we have a very nice looking blue section right here. We do have another bookshelf, so I have a genius idea. We'll have one right here just in case she wants to read books sideways, because that's how that works. We also do have a lot of fairy lights, so I'm wondering how we're gonna use these. I think we'll put an arch at the entrance. We'll put an arch in front of the tent, and in the back of the tent, we'll also replace the colorful fairy lights we have here with our last arch. And then for the colorful lights, we'll put those behind her bed, and regular lights in front. We'll also put some lights behind our museum here, and the final bit we will put behind the basketball hoop, showing that this is the Kraken kid side. Actually, we could put it right here in front. Won't mess up too much. Now we do have 5 wooden stools, so we could have these as the very cheap seats that you buy off of some coupon website, which you only have to pay $5 for. And the reason for that is because you have 10,000 pieces of gum just underneath, and if you feel like getting a disease you've never heard about, you can actually chew that gum for free. Now we have to do something with all this. We have 2 washing machines, so we're gonna make a washer and dryer section right here. If you need to clean your clothes, or really just make them even more dirty than they already were, you can use both of these. We have our experiment and our prototype. We should actually add that to our museum, because this is actually a car computer. As you can see here, the 9 buttons mean that there are 9 different gear shifts, because that's how how cars work. And this right here is actually a nitrous oxide thing that is very useful for going faster because the science works. And then after that, your car goes faster. We have our microwave, radio, and broken fan. You know what? We'll be nice. We will give a broken fan to one of the chairs right here. It'll double the price, but at least you are not cooler because it's not working. We'll put a radio for the people who are back here because they're not seeing the game anyway. They're just gonna have to hear about it. And a broken microwave. We'll put that right here at the end of the table. So that way, if your food is cold, actually, I don't want it to be in the way right here. We could put it right here. That way, if your food's cold, just microwave it real quick. Now for the rest of the furniture that we're not gonna use. We're gonna throw that into the pond right here. We do have a lot of hedgerows, but I think our base is pretty much full, and I don't want to ruin the blue look here by adding a bunch of green. All right, our pond is pretty much full of oil and furniture, which means it's now time to do the base tour. And so, let me welcome you to the Kraken Kids base. Coming through, we have our archway as well as a boost pad if you want to get out pretty quickly. Off to the left, we have our not working washer and dryer, which will not make your clothes wet and not make your clothes... Well, actually, technically, if you leave your clothes in there long enough, your clothes should technically get dry. But then off to the right, we have our car memorabilia museum, where we have nitrous oxide, a V17 engine, an L32 engine. Don't ask why they look the same. 3 tires because who needs 4? And finally, a computer that was actually inside of Lightning McQueen's brand new engine from 2013. Sadly, it was cut out of the Cars 2 movie because they felt like making it into an action spy movie. And also because Cars 2 came out in 2011. Then in the middle here, we have our campfire filled with log benches that actually work because these ones seem to be just for show. Then we have our utility, our sundial, our compass, our map, crafting bench, radar, ammo crate. Then coming to the back, we have our very own farm filled with a ton of corn, carrots, couple pumpkins, flowers, and even a chili, I forgot what that was called. Chili cheesesteak. A chili cheesesteak from Philadelphia. Then coming out here, we have our very, very big fancy dining table to look like we're rich when in reality we are extremely poor, with our very own not working microwave that will probably give you all kinds of food diseases and will stop you from eating food entirely. So if you're trying to lose weight, here you go. But now for the main attraction, we have the Kraken Kids bedroom. We have her tent with 2 fairy light arches, flowers all around, blue signposts, 2 bean bags back here, maybe for reading, maybe for looking at the newspaper. And then we have her bedroom back here filled with 4 nightstands, 2 bookshelves because I had way too much furniture, lights to make it look a lot cooler, as well as a bunch of seating right here if you want to sit down on the left. If you want to sit down in a camping chair, you can do that. But in all honesty, it makes it look a lot nicer with the blue. Not sure why you'd sit down here. But for my favorite part of the base, we have our basketball hoops. This side is the away team, which is why they get nothing and have to trip over everything in order to get to the home team over here, the Kraken Kids hoop, where we have luxurious premium seating back here, as well as the cheap $3.50 seating here with a fan that doesn't work so you can get not colder. And back here, you're not seeing anything anyway, so we have a radio to tell you what's happening. But with that, that is the entire base. And as you can see here, we do have visitors who are now leaving because the base was just so good that he did not want to stay here for too long. I totally understand. I get the same feeling. Same thing for the Dino Kid. I totally get it, man. It's all cool. Come back whenever you're ready. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on this video right here.